can dress the truth in makeup, but the light cuts through the veil at will. And I've been waiting for this all my life, to hear the sound that breaks the lie. Yeah, I've been waiting for this fire inside. Tailspin calls and we testify. Tailspin on X tonight. No spin, just truth, just light. 7 p.m. the storm ignites. Tailspin rolls through the night. Truth don't need disguise, no. No spin, just like
Something is definitely very, very obvious here.
And I'm glad I have you along for the ride, guy. That's for sure.
Yeah, me and my uh anonymous friends that I don't want to mention that are definitely tapped in, especially maybe if they're in other listeners.
You mean the
The three letter agencies, 3 letter.
three-letter agencies? That is true. That is so true. Uh, while we're waiting, there was a great space yesterday. Got Smitty ran a space, had David Smuts on talking about the third secret of Fatima and how it kind of ties into what we're experiencing now with ufology. Found that very interesting. And I'm going to post up top. Daz has a space tomorrow. He's in the listener panel down below. I don't know why he's not speaking. He always says, "Mav, when you come in my space, I can't do it because he's got a British accent. But he's like, Mav, when you come into the UFO community, I think that's something similar like that. You never jump up on stage to speak, but it is late for him. So I'm just teasing Daz a little bit. But he's going to be running a great space tomorrow. I'll pin it up top. He has Pastor Didio on. He got him in before me. We're not going to go into that story because it's funny. Uh, But yeah, he's gonna have him first this Thursday, and then 2 weeks. Whatever he's not able to nail him down on, we'll have the opportunity, guy, to get him on round two. So make sure you take notes, guy, if you jump in his space.
Oh, definitely. One of my favorite things to do, Mav, is you already know, nail them down after somebody else has.
Yeah, give him the 1-2. I don't know if Daz just pulled a Russ. He came up and then dropped. Oh, there he is. Okay. I thought he was pulling a Russ, jumping up on stage and dropping down so he could say he was up here. What's going on, Daz?
Hello, Mav. Yeah, like it's community. So you don't pronounce the T's. That's what all of the Americans have been taking a mick with me for. So that's how you do it. Community with no T's, right? Yeah, I'm looking forward to the space tomorrow. Thank you for the shout out. We only have him for about an hour, Mav. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of things we're not going to be able to cover, right? So yeah, definitely be there and we'll work together. The things that probably doesn't cover in this one, then you can probably expand on and focus more on. Fringe gracefully agreed to be the third co-host, the bona fide OG member of the UFO community. It wouldn't have been a UFO space for me if I didn't have someone like Fringe or Pix or UFO Sarah or Astral. So, Fringe is doing it and it's going to be a really good space. 270 RSVPs. I've never had so many people respond to a space like that. So I'm looking forward to it, but a bit nervous as well.
No, I think you go fine. And you got Fringe. Yeah, she'll definitely nail him down, especially with the Christian point of view. Daz, I mean, what do you expect? Look how handsome you are. How would you not have almost 200 reminders or over 200 reminders, bro?
They're not coming for me. They're coming for this big pastor, but also Fringe, because the moment she reposted it, like even my friend to whom was like, Who's this Fringe? She just reposted it. How come so many people?" And this is the power of Fringe. She doesn't always come up on spaces and speak that much, but she's 100% an influencer because the engagement she gets, the knowledge she has. Yeah, I'm so honored and grateful she agreed to support us in that space. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
No, no, Fringe is awesome. She rocked it with me Monday night, and that was an interesting space to say the least. And then yeah, went from a nice Christian talk, not like bashing anyone, just kind of back and forth conversation. Then all of a sudden, all the channeling, uh, I guess what do you guys call them? I forget in the UFO community.
Well,
But
we
they
call them their star seeds, love and lighters, crystal bitches. Take your pick.
I thought you were
yeah,
gonna
they
talk about like trans, Mav.
no, no, I don't think we had one of those up here, hybrids. No, we didn't have one of those.
No, that's not
We
what I'm
did.
talking about. Like somebody was like transmitting noises or signal or
It
like
was
when you
it's
go
channeling, guy. It's channeling. That's the term. Channeling.
channeling. I'm sorry. That's what I meant. Channeling. But I thought there was like a word like when people go in trance.
Oh, in trance, not trance. It's your Spanish accent.
Well, that's all you ever
Basically,
get to.
I'll explain. So, channeling is when you're able to put your consciousness aside and receive another entity's or spirit's consciousness, and then they kind of communicate through you, right? That's channeling. That's what they were saying they were doing on a stage. But then there's trance channeling, which is when that entity completely takes over your body and they're walking through you, speaking through you and everything. So channeling, you could just be writing it or whatever. You have like 50% of your consciousness still. Trance channeling is when they completely take over your body. So that's where the trance comes in.
And just on that, Mav, in that other space the other night, that Melissa, the Asian lass, She actually claimed, if I remember rightly, she claimed to be a hybrid.
Yes, she did. She said she was a hybrid, and then she was channeling also, and then they were communicating her through her phone while she was on the space. Um, yeah, I contacted her. I said, I hope you're safe because she had mentioned on the space that she wasn't in a safe environment. Um, and I did DM her and told her although I don't believe what she's saying, I do care about her and I hope she's safe. And yeah, I mean, she was really nice. It's just a total disagreement in our beliefs, right? But no, she seemed very, very nice girl. All right, we're still waiting for Jason, but this is actually, I think, the second time this has ever happened to me in over 400 spaces. So we're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna open up the mic, see if there's anything anyone's interested in talking about. Like I said, you're not gonna want to miss Daz's space. We post Daz's space up top for tomorrow. Give me a second. You have a pin, Daz?
You carry on. I'll pin it up the top for you. Don't worry.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
Do you want me to message Jason, Mav?
Do you have a direct contact with him? Because I never got his phone
No,
number. All I have is
only his DMs, but I can try.
yeah. I shot him another DM. The last communication was I should be okay. I got my power back, and then that's it. But this type of thing happens, and we're just gonna roll with it.
What do you understand
Uh,
about Jason Sands?
I've done a bit of research the last couple days on him. What I didn't realize, Daz, to be perfectly honest, to everyone listening, a few years ago, maybe a couple years ago, I was watching a YouTube video, and the gentleman was talking about. It might actually been I might have been just listening, talking about being on a military base, driving in a truck. And I think it was Nels Air Force Base, if I'm not mistaken. And there was a soldier walking down the road, walking a little weird, like running, but kind of leaning forward. And then he gets out of the truck and approaches the gentleman. The gentleman had no ears, had like blue tint,
Yeah, that's Jason's
oversized.
story.
Yo, and that story stuck to me as the most believable as far as encounters that I've ever heard. This is going back a couple years. I was always interested in the topic, didn't really jump in to UFO X till like 8 months ago.
Was you
But I
able
was
to
always
listen to Fringe and Doomer's recent interview with Jason Sands, though?
no, I did not. I was listening to another one of theirs that I believe Fringe had sent me or Doomer had sent me. I'm not sure. But I was listening to a different one. I didn't listen to the one with them talking to Jason.
That was the last
So
one that they did with him. I think that was his most recent interview on Spaces. And that's the one that he would say is the last and only time that he will really share that kind of dark side of his story. So basically, there's a lot of parts to his story that he didn't really share or maybe didn't feel comfortable in sharing. I remember being in the space with him and Duma recently, and he was saying how pleased he was with it, but he won't really be going there again. And then Duma was like how proud he was of that space. It was a fantastic space, but some of the things I'll say, listen to it afterwards. It's quite shocking the things that he's experienced and seen, and he just doesn't really go into it. And then there was all this controversy because he was on the James Fox documentary, The Phenomenon. No, the program. And yeah, he talks that story that you were just speaking about there. And there's just so much to Jason Sands. I think in this UFO community, I wasn't here when he kind of popped up on Spaces. I wish I was. Apparently, that space where he just turned up and just, kind of blew the whistle randomly, just in a space, just like this. Strader was telling me the last time I spoke to him that that space grew to nearly 1,000 people. and he was there for like 6 hours. And you know how smart these guys are in the UFO community, and they literally had him just opening up, and they were there questioning him and everything. It sounds like an epic space. I hear UFO Sarah mentioning that one all the time. I so wish I was there. I need to listen to that replay actually.
He was on a podcast and I heard him say that they were actually talking about spaces, and I was like elbowing my wife. I'm like, look, they're talking about spaces. And he said that he actually blew the whistle on an X Space live before he even went to Congress. And
Yeah.
I was like,
And I
wow.
think that created a bit of controversy for him, because he had the documentary with James Fox that was due to come out, and I think he kind of done that just sporadically, and he had this big interview that was coming and stuff like that, and it kind of created a bit of issues. But like, can you imagine, like, just coming out and just like everyone's just having that opportunity to speak to him, but he was supposed to like put his story out in this documentary. I don't really know. These guys understand it better. I wasn't there, but yeah, he's such an interesting character. It's a really good interview.
Yeah, and what I've seen from him doing his interviews, seems like a really great, kind guy. Like, a person you'd want to go have a cup of coffee or anything with. Yeah, I hope we can get a hold of him. I hope he's got his power back. I hope he's okay.
I'm gonna send him a
But
DM now. You speak with this other guy.
I think UFO Sarah reached out to him, Daz, outside of X also. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully he's okay. He's got power. Go ahead, Alan. You have your hand up.
Well, it's Alex actually, but
But what was that?
it's Alex. So have I got the right speaker? Am I in the right turn?
Yeah, he was referring to you, Alex. Go ahead.
Yeah, he said Alan.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting old and my phone's away from my face. So
Can I just tell
I
you,
got
that's possibly the worst fucking insult in the world.
Are you
what
are
to
you
be.
being serious?
Yeah, being called Alan. Yeah, it's horrible. Alan, Alan. It's like that fucking squirrel, shouting on the adverts. You know what I mean? Anyway, joking aside, sorry, bit weird sense of humour. Thank you, host. Thank you for the mic, and thank you for
Yeah.
speakers. Just let me out on this one. Comedic qualities and timing does require an element of intelligence, so I do apologise if that is lacking, particularly with some of the listeners. So do apologise. But what I would say on the UFO community side of things, just think about internally in your own brain the proof element of what we're dealing with here, and and think about what you want to believe and what you can believe. So there are two separate things here. It's There is always going to be somebody wanting to gain attention by talking absolute bullshit to get their ratings up. So just think about that for a minute. And then once it starts rotting your mind and then turning you against your natural thinking processes, then you'll start going, actually, well, yeah, I think it might be true. We live the third rock from the sun, in the middle of the Milky Way, in the middle of a solar system, in the middle of a universe, where probably these things do not happen very often. We are blessed as a moment of chance, literally 4 billion years old, and this is where we're here. This is where we are now. So think about it. If you were going to wheedle off in the universe and go and find a UFO, if you were going to find a little alien galaxy somewhere else, we can't even get to the fucking moon. So, let alone Mars, which is 2 years away. Think about it, folks. Just think about what you're thinking about and disregard the people that want to be famous. Disregard the people that want to be known because they're stupid, and they're grifters, and they're trying to get they're trying to earn a coin for not doing any work. So I'll just park my spacecraft there, shall I? Thank you.
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah, you're not the only comedian on stage there, Alan. Yeah, I just called you Alan. I know it's a joke, Alex.
Don't do that.
But
He's gonna flip out on you.
Guy is the double entendre master. He is the master of this. So you definitely want to give him a follow, and he runs a space at 1 p.m. If you're always up for a joke, that is the space you want to jump into. So maybe you can hit it off. Definitely.
I think he needs to
But yeah,
work on his
definitely.
jokes.
Thank you, Matt. Yo, no, he is very, very funny. I just stopped laughing right now. Oh my god, Alex,
Was he really joking?
Alex, yeah, Alex. Yo, I'm trying to work on my British weight taker. Yeah, I don't even know what he's taking. He's taking just a little bit of weight. That's super funny name as well, especially the way it's spelled, Alex. Oh, thank you, Matt, for the introduction. And yes, we do run a space. I try to make it as funny as possible. Just fair warning. It's fair warning. If you do pull up, you will get made fun of. Especially if you have like an ugly face as a PFP. Yo,
Jay, let me just tell you. I'll just tell you the meaning of the name, right? So it comes from white acre, which is a farmer's term for growing crops. So obviously, because I'm English, it's been like a thing that's evolved over centuries. So my name, my surname is Whitaker, but it's Whiteacre that is evolved over time. So we're all farmers, we're working the land,
oh, I get it.
I don't.
Alex Whitaker. Yo, because it's the best we could get our hands on. Yo, it's like Why Be Born. I don't know if you ever heard of that name. I've once met an Alex YB Born.
Yeah, I also had a customer called Got to Be, and it was Got to Be, but she pronounced it Gothaby because she didn't want to say Got to Be. So Why Be Born, Got to Be, same thing.
Very, very interesting. We're gonna get back to you, Alex, because I got some more questions about you and Daz to see if maybe you say community the same way. But before we do that, I just want to give. I'm gonna open up this can of worms, waiting for our special guest tonight.
Elon.
The list. A lot of people in the UFO communities heard about the list. Am I on the list? Who made this list? How come I'm not on this list, etc.,
What is the
etc.?
list about?
What is the list about? How come my PFP is not right? It doesn't match my name.
I don't want to be
Well,
on the
that was
list.
I don't want to be in the list. Take me off the list. I hate the list. The
Like
list
the Epstein list? What are we talking about
It's
here,
just the
Mav?
list.
that like when we dropped it, it seemed like it was the Epstein list because we got so much mixed results from it. No, what it was there was a group of us, and we're like, who are the people on X who you would like to follow about UFO disclosure, research, host, etc. And we're like, okay, these are people we see in our spaces all the time. These are people that host all the time. These are people do some really awesome, outstanding research. So originally I was like, well, let's try to keep this like to like maybe 50 people. We're like at 250.
Nearly
And then
300.
people were like, oh, don't even tell me 300 now, Daz, you're blowing my
Guys, can
300.
I just say, anybody who believes in UFOs are literally special in the head. They don't exist. They are literally in figments of people's imagination. You are just stupid if you believe that there is anything outside of our world that exists
So
flying
you're
around.
calling us all stupid.
No, I'm not calling you
No,
all
no, no.
stupid. What I'm saying is, anybody who believes in UFOs are.
Okay. That's me hitting the mute.
Well,
First of all, Alex,
hit what you want. I don't give a
how are
fuck.
you still talking? talking for the freaking mute button. Unbelievable. You can't make this up. How the heck's he doing this? Unbelievable. Yo, Alex, first off, aliens are true. I don't care what you believe. My co-host is one, okay? My co-host is an alien. So I know for a fact that aliens are real. So we'll just get to that right away. And he's proud. It's not his fault. He was human trafficked to the United States. So yes, he is an alien. So I know aliens are real. And you cut me off in the middle of my monologue. Uh, Not funny, not funny at all. So anyway, back to the list. Uh, Daz was talking and joking about it. So we're just trying to put together all the people that jump in all these spaces that are loyal to listening to host, put out good content. We're like, who could we recommend as disclosures unfolding? So we put together a list, and Daz, oh my God, we're up to 300. We'll probably be 350 tomorrow. I have no idea, but the idea behind it was pretty simple. So it we put together first just a chat, and people know how chats are to get people to, work together in a chat. Oh, Lord have mercy, how that works. But basically, uh, we want to build a network of researchers, space hosts, content creators, clip makers, graphic designers, community members who all share the same goal of pushing and getting disclosure out to the UFO community on X. And we were discussing things that would happen at times where people would run really awesome spaces, but six at the same time with guests talking about the same subject. So we're like, how do we organize this a little bit better so that everyone can run a similar space? If you want to run a space and you have a guest and it's a great space, I'm like, man, Daz is running a great space. And then it was like, oh man, Fringe is running a great space. Okay, which one do I jump into? Because they both sound good. And then I got to play back. And then you're like kind of splitting the message. So we're trying to organize that. And then we're looking at all the great researchers um on on X who are spending, 20, 40 hours researching a topic. And then when they put it out, they get no engagement on the timeline. And no one sees all the work they put in, and it's accurate work. Uh, so that's what we're kind of working on. We're trying to put a group together to kind of support each other. Um, not com work together and not against each other. That's pretty much what we're doing. We're not excluding anyone. Everyone is included. We do have a few guidelines that we're setting down, um, especially for the host and co-host. Like, don't block people within the community, even if you really, really don't like them, unless it's something dangerous, because then people can't join that space, and then your DMs load up with all these people going, Daz blocked me. Mav, I can't get in your space. Daz blocked me. Can you have Daz on block me? Oh, Guy blocked me. Can you have Guy on block me? So we're trying to do something so people can be included in these spaces and partake in the conversation. So that's what the list was about. Is it was a starting off point, and we're welcoming people that if we missed anyone, let us know. We'll add them. If you don't want to be on it, let us know. We'll remove you. It was just kind of putting the word out. These are good accounts that we trust and think you can get good information from. But at the same time, there might have been a few that we said, you know what, we probably shouldn't put them on the list, but we didn't want to gatekeep, and we included everyone. But if you don't want to be on that list, let us know, and we'll remove you. Go ahead, Guy.
Oh man, for some reason I saw the mute. I was like, oh, I can't speak, but I forgot. I'm a fucking co-host. Um, no, yo, is this list like just the list you've done, or is this like one of the lists we can follow?
No, what do you mean follow? Like on X, like a list you can follow on X?
Yes, exactly.
No, we didn't put it out that way. We could down the road.
I,
Right now, we're, we compiled a list. I have some
It's
on
on
my
Mav's
website.
website, guy.
no,
It's
yeah,
not complete.
okay. I just thought making an actual list would be great, just so people get notifications on. I know a lot of people don't really care for trending in the algorithm, but I think, yo, this is phenomenal. It's really out of this world. Organizing something so that even these spaces could trend. Maybe if, like you say, yo, six different spaces talking about the same thing, yo, that could be six different spaces talking about the same thing at different times, which will expose it to more people, maybe get more people to listen in and contribute. I think that's what it's all about. And a community of what you guys are doing, so I can follow it and get notifications on every single time a space host starts a space. I think that's like the biggest thing. They said communities were going to be gone, and they're still here. Isn't that something?
Yeah, you know what I would think, because this is just my type of luck. I would start a community up, it'd be about 3 days in, and then they would do away with communities, guy. That's what happened to me. No, but that's a great idea with the list. Um, once we get the list, Dad's 350
Yeah,
people now. This
yeah,
is
no,
blowing
don't
my mind.
freak out. I literally was just saying that to be funny. I think it's still 250, man.
Oh, only 250. Yeah, only 250 people. Yeah, that's not a that's not a big list. It's still growing. But yo, if you're interested in to be in that list, uh, yo, shoot Guy a DM. I'm just kidding. You don't have to shoot Guy. Shoot it to Goose. Goose to Goose. No, Goose don't check his DMs. You can DM me. Just shoot me a DM. My DMs are open. If you want to get taken off the list, same thing. Just shoot me a DM. I'll remove you from the list. It's no big deal. Once we get it finalized, all of those who are on the list and want to be on it, um, they'll be on my website with a link straight to your X account. So we're working on that. So if you click go on the list and you're like, oh, I want to follow Daz, or I want to follow everybody on this list, each time you click someone, it takes you directly to their X account. You don't have to type in their ads. It brings you right there. You can click to follow and then put your noties on. We're trying to make it simple. We're also going right once we get people to sign up on the website, you can go there and sign up as a host. Um, on the list, it'll show a green host next to your name, so people know that you're an X Spaces host and you run spaces discussing UFOs or disclosure topics. Another thing that allows is when the host can post a space, there's space there, since we're losing communities and it's hard to keep track of who's running what, and we don't want to overlap. We're trying not to overlap each other's spaces. You can post your space there and it goes on a calendar with all UFO X spaces if you sign up. So you'll see that Daz has a space tomorrow.
Did it
So
work?
you
Because I put my space for tomorrow on the website. Did it work?
now you're gonna make me Daz, you're always putting me to work here. Now I gotta pull up the website.
I think it no
Let's
no
see.
I think it did because I got the email. That's the thing, when you sign up to Mav's websites and then you're able to post your spaces on there, then everyone who's signed up to it gets an email notification, right, Mav?
Yes, you didn't post it, Daz. I don't see it.
It worked because the email came.
I got one from your last one. I didn't get one from this one.
Okay, don't worry. You keep running the space. Let me go check.
Okay, great. The idea is that everyone that hosts space, you'll get an email. So if you sign up as a host, when Daz posts a space, let's say next week, next Friday, you'll get a notification that he has a space. So one, it's an extra reminder. Two, it lets you know when other people are hosting spaces, so you don't double book a space. Or and this happened a while ago. I don't know if maybe you know Augusta. He had I had a guest for 7 p.m. I didn't post the space yet, and then I was in one of the chats, and he posted a space for the same guest on the same day, but at 10 p.m. I'm like, oh, there ain't no way this just happened. Same guest, same day, going from my space into his space. So I'm like, Augusta, since you already had it posted, I'm gonna change my date and put it off 2 weeks. And it worked. But if I didn't catch that, there would have been two spaces with the same guest on with pulling in the same group of people on the same day, and that's just craziness. Like that's not good for anyone, right? So that's kind of the idea behind that. I am working on a way once we get more people signed up, and now you have to actually sign, you have to put your space in the calendar, in the tab. I'm going to be able to pull your space directly from X. So you won't even have to put your space on that calendar. Once you fill out a bio and your name and information as a host, I'm going to automatically pull that information from X and throw it onto that calendar. So that'll be pretty cool. Um, so we got some big things coming. Like I said, this is inclusive. Everyone's included in this. We're not excluding anyone unless um, you place somebody in some type of danger. That's like there was two things. One, don't block other hosts or co-host. Number two, if you're an account that ends up doxing or putting someone's life in danger, then we might have to review on whether or not to keep you on the list because we don't want to put people in danger. That's pretty much the only criteria. And like I said, we're just trying to promote the spaces that are and all the folks, the listeners, the speakers, the researchers on the topic of disclosure. What's going on, Steve? I see we got Steve up here from Make Aliens Great Again. What's going on,
Yo,
Steve?
what's up, Mav? How are you guys doing? I'm so stoked for
Steve.
Jason.
Have you heard
Yeah,
Jason before, Steve?
I have not, which is why I'm really excited because he's a whistleblower.
Yeah, he's on documentaries
yeah,
and everything. Like, yeah, he's a big deal.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm really excited for that. I think it's gonna be awesome. And Mav, you have some of the most awesome spaces in the disclosure community, man. So we're excited. I know there's Dan's was in here. He's still in here. There's a few other guys that popped in are excited for the speaker.
yeah. I don't know if you're in here, but he was having issues with power yesterday, and he DM'd me earlier today saying he got his power back, and I said, "Oh, great." So I'm wondering if he's lost power again. Um, it happens from time to time.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things that happen, and you warned us about this. Me and Dan on when we had a call the other day, we all had perfect signal on our cell phone, and somehow we were all cutting out.
Yeah, you can't make it up. I think Daz told me that in the beginning when I started talking about this in Doomer, and I think Astral did. And I'm like, yeah, right. You're kidding me. You're pulling my leg. And then all of a sudden, um, Guy was freaking out because I was on a phone call with Guy after I had a few guests on talking about things that we probably shouldn't have been talking about that, the person I have was like, I don't know if I can talk about this or not. And then they start talking about it, and we started to get like this analog, like on the space. And then I called Guy afterwards, and we both heard this phone call is being recorded. And I go, Guy, is that you? He goes, no. And Guy's like, is that you? I said, no. And then we both hung up, and then we called each other back, and we were like 30 seconds in. And what did it say, Guy?
Yo, it said it one more time. It said this call is being recorded, and yo, our call was staticky. I don't even want to mention this anymore, Mav. Like, I wish like someone can erase that part of my memory and continue to, live on without thinking I have my phone tapped.
It's insane. And yeah, I mean, this is obviously a topic that three-letter agencies would not want people talking about. But now, I mean, even still with disclosure, from what I'm hearing is that President Trump is up against, you know, uh, like I said, three-letter agencies that don't want this to come out. I mean, you saw scientists go missing. We have a UFO video that's never been released, just waiting for the right time and the right people to help us release it. And it's very compelling, but it's also kind of scary to have that on your phone.
I have a question. What does the right time and or what do the right people look like?
That's a great question. So we have a few people in mind: Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, and Don Jr. Those are our top three to release it with. And the right time, I mean, it really could be any time. It's really just trying to figure out with their schedules who wants it. I mean, Alex Jones is foaming at the mouth for it. Joe Rogan hasn't seen it, but Brian Callen has, and Brian Callen's very good friends with Joe Rogan. And then Don Jr., we have a proposal out to them. Our main thing is we want credit and we want maximum exposure for our community and for our token, because the only way we're able to do any of this is through the token. It funds our movement. But that's just a little show there, but I'll stop. But it's yeah, I mean, we need maximum exposure to what we're building here. And that's why we're going through those three right now.
I tell you, Mav, I don't know if you're familiar with the works of Steve Quayle, but in 2019 he put on the True Legends Conference, and it was all focusing on the UAPs and abductions and so on and so forth. And I've forgotten the guy's name, but he had one of the people that was a speaker at the conference that helped put the whole conference together. And he was traveling to the venue to do his presentation. And he got apprehended, I'll say, on the way there. He said he didn't know who they were, except that they were intelligence. They bundled him off into a car, took him to an undisclosed location, and interrogated him for hours. The thing I find really interesting about this is they kept hammering him with the same question: who are the two witnesses? And for those who don't know, that's spoken of in the book of Revelation in the Bible. And they kept hitting, who are the two witnesses? And of course, he doesn't know. He was eventually released, and he was so frightened by the whole experience, he pulled out of the conference to protect him and his family. I just thought the way these guys, the alphabet group operate is very interesting.
Wow, that is a really interesting story. It's
I
insane.
don't know. I don't know if you're familiar with Derek Bros. Derek Bros. I think he did. I think it was during Contact in the Desert. I think this was back in like 2016, 2017. They actually went out on an Indian reservation. Um, and they had permission by the chief to be there, and they were broadcasting it live on YouTube. And next thing you know, federal agencies show up with guns drawn. Somebody had called in that there was some type of militia. Um, they had him with long guns. They had him on the ground. They were making arrests. They broke everything up, said they had no right to be there, even though they were on an Indian reservation and had permission. Um, Crazy, and it was going on live, so it was being broadcast live on YouTube, and it was pretty insane. And I think they were going out to, I think it was the Hopis. So they were going out to, I think it was like a mountain range with all the markings and things. I think they were like they're the ant people. So it was around, alien, the alien topic, and also like part of like Gen 6 and things like that. But the federal agencies showed up. I think it was the Land of Bureau Management and the FBI, and had him at gunpoint and broke it all up. Um, Pretty insane. Um, but yeah, around this topic, a lot of crazy things like that happen. You can discuss anything, any other topic, politics, anything. You don't get as much attention as you do with this topic, which means there's definitely something going on, right?
Wow. Yeah, no, I mean, there's definitely something here, and I think if we continue to be loud and continue to drive the conversation, I really do think we're gonna get more answers. I really do. I think, my personal take is that they're trying to see what the appetite is. What is, how are people going to react? So they drip it. And I think so far their drip campaign is doing very well in terms of like the last two file drops. Like nobody was shocked. Like people were like, "Ah, that's it, really? That's all you got for us?" So I think if you had something that is, so shocking to the point where you're questioning your own existence and how we fit into this world and how we fit into this universe, and what are our religious leaders going to say, and they release these documents and these videos, and people are like, yeah, bring it on, we want more. So I think that's my theory, at least.
And
No,
sorry, Mev, you go.
that's go ahead, go
I
ahead.
was just going to say I'll share an experience I had. I can't remember exactly. It was either 99 or 2000. I was running on Yahoo a newsletter group, and it's posting a lot of material that drew unwanted attention to myself. And without going into great detail, there was one person that escaped from a facility that was being aided by psychiatrists, doctors, and whatnot, and to get their story out. And all of a sudden, that person disappeared. A week later, their body was found, and the coroner ruled it was death due to medical problems of an enlarged heart. The doctor that was part of the team helping her turned around and publicly protested and said that's a load of crap because I gave them a full medical examination 7 days early and they did not have an enlarged heart. Anyway, the clerk of the court, the coroner's court, made a boo-boo and published the autopsy results online. I happened to find a copy of that and published it to my news group. All of a sudden, I got very unwanted attention and received an anonymous email telling me to cease and desist immediately. If I do not, that whoever these people were, they had all the images and my website, my IP addresses and everything would be sent to the Australian Federal Police, and I'd be prosecuted for trafficking in child pornography. This is the sort of level these people go to.
Yeah, it's insane. So you wonder, like, okay, then that kind of just potentially throws my theory out the window. Is like, why would they try to suppress, the everyday man or the outspoken one on disclosure? So it's very interesting. Like, I don't really get it. It's very, very hard to even come up with a theory because like you were saying, like, what was the gentleman's name? Steve Quayle, is that what his name was? Yeah,
Steve
was he
Quayle,
the
yes.
one that was detained, Daz?
No, that was Derek
There,
Rose.
yeah. So you just wonder, and then these all these missing scientists, recently. So it's like, potentially, do they want to, the three-letter agencies, do they want to, control the narrative? I don't know. It's very weird. Maybe it's also to do with like technology, and if there's these downed UFO craft and you believe Bob Lazar's story, which is very compelling considering he's never said anything different, for what, over 30 years, and they're potentially reverse engineering this stuff, and they don't want that out there.
That's that's possible. For those that are still joining now, yeah, we were supposed to have Jason Sands, but he contacted me early this morning and said he had lost power, but he had power back. So I'm thinking he might have lost power again. I'm not exactly sure. Um, some of those in the community have reached out to him outside of X and waiting to hear if he's okay or not. But I'm sure he's okay. With that being said, I just apologize for those who pulled up for this and him not being here. It just kind of happens with the technology nowadays, and especially the topic. Uh, but I'll try to set up another space with Jason if he's unable to attend. So I do apologize for those who just joined in for that. But thank you for joining us here tonight anyway. But this type of thing does happen, especially when you're doing things live. So thank you all for being patient with that.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much.
Is that data? Hi, data.
That's Data.
Yep.
What'd you call him, Dad?
Data's like a computer.
Yeah.
Computer with.
Hello, Mom. May I say something?
Go ahead, Romero.
How are you? How are you guys? For those who people does not believe in the alien lives, I just want to say it is mathematically can prove. You know, when you can prove something with with math, you cannot deny it anymore. If you deny it, you're the stupid one, not other one. And it's very easy. It's have done by Einstein. Einstein, you know, we are not. For myself, for myself, I'm not smarter than him. He mathematically proved that alien lives exist by just watching the stars, the sky, and just counting them. And you know what is the process. You know exactly what is the process. How many galaxy we do have, how many cosmos we do have, and even 1% of all of them have a one planet like Earth. It's gonna be a millions of the millions carbon-based planet like Earth. That's gonna be have a even the human race, not another you know entities. The human base by the with the carbon base, uh, he- you know, that's why it is real because it is happened. It is mathematically proved, and no one cannot deny it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Romero. You're so correct. The odds are there's definitely something else out there. Yo, a little breaking news. I did pin up top. Um, the sun had a corona mass ejection today. The impacting materials are strong geomagnetic storm, a G3 level storm currently forecast by NOAA for June 4th and 5th. The effects would be noticeable, but not catastrophic for most. But if you notice how I said it shouldn't be catastrophic for most, there are possibilities of blackouts, GPS, and things like that going down. So just be aware. If I believe it can affect people's, mentally, and I think it can affect animals a little bit. So just be aware. This is like a massive massive ejection. But they're calling it a geomagnetic storm level 3 goes up to a level 5. Still pretty high. Um, so if you notice anything weird, maybe you lose cell service, your GPS isn't working, you lose power, power outages, blackouts, it could be linked to this. But it doesn't look too catastrophic. Uh, and a lot of us in our chat, we have our doomer. He's like right away put that up. This is the one. The one is coming. I don't think this is the one. It's going to be strong, but I don't think it's going to be the one. Just so everybody's aware. And that's pinned up top if you want to look at it. Pretty much a direct hit, like a big punch of plasma coming straight at us. Pretty insane.
When is it due to reach us?
The 4th and 5th.
Yeah, we're in crazy times.
Yes, sir. All right, doesn't look like we're going to have Jason tonight. Like I said, I apologize for those who tuned in just for that. I hope we were able to keep you a little bit entertained. It does happen, and when I get him back, I'll reschedule a space and make sure I put it out in advance so you all have an opportunity. But he's a great man, kind man, and what heck of a story, and a brave man because he went on X Spaces and as a whistleblower. He whistleblew on Spaces and then was contacted to go to Congress to talk in the skiffs with the Senate and the congressional members. That takes, I got to say it, that takes a set of balls to do something like that. So big shout out to him. I hope he's okay. Hopefully it's just you lost power again. But thank you everybody for showing up here tonight. Anyone has any final words? Love to hear from you. But first off, we'll go to my co-host Guy. And for those of you who don't know, back a year ago, I started running Spaces and Guy jumped in, and then I started to co-host Guy. And I happened to be in another community about branding, and they were talking about your Space Boo on X. And I jumped up and I said, well, my space, I'm married, happily married, love my wife. I say it all the time, best woman in the world. Boy, did I get freaking lucky. But my Space Boo is my co-host, my brother, my friend, Guy. So go ahead, Guy. It's your turn.
Yo, thank you for that, math. Yo, you know how you get people to like not request you to be their co-host? You tell them that, yo, you do the math thing. Like, Mav is pretty much like marking me, telling everybody I'm his property. Yo, it's true. Don't ask me to be your co-host. I'm already Mav's co-host. I have so many DMs. People like ask me, "Yo, Guy, can you be in mine?" People tell me, "Yo, Guy, I want you to be in my space and co-host me." No, yo, we run a space. It's called Comface. It's called Comface. It's called Comface Your Fears, and yo, we can talk about anything you fear of. Anything from UFO disclosure, anything from spiders, heights, you name it. Even if it's like deep pools, necessarily doesn't have to be oceans. I know the White House has a very deep pool. I think they just posted about that. So, yo, we talk about anything that you are feared or afraid of and how to, yo, conquer that fear, especially with a little bit of laughter or humor, right? The goal is to spread happiness throughout these spaces. And Mav does a great job of also co-hosting me. It's like I'm in Mav's in mine. Yo, we're like a dynamic duo.
Thank you, Guy. I appreciate that. Next, we'll go to Steve. Steve's got any final words or anything for tonight?
Oh no, man! Just happy to be here. I'm gonna keep tuning in as much as I possibly can. But yeah, check out our community, guys, and we're all about making waves and making disclosure go viral in a tokenized way. So give us a follow, guys, and appreciate it. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And thank you, Matt, for having us up here. And Guy, appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Steve. Yeah, and good luck, man. Steve's got a lot of things coming up as far as Alex Jones. I don't know, maybe Joe Rogan. Like, yeah, and he's dropping stuff every day. And then about 20 minutes after he drops a post on it, everybody else is trending it on the timeline as far as the UFO stuff. So keep an eye on that account. What's going on, Daz? My brother from another mother and from another continent.
No, not a lot. It's a shame we didn't get to hear from Jason, but he was in the space with me and Smitty yesterday. So I feel like I kind of got my Jason fix for the week. Hopefully you can get him back within the next week or so. He's awesome. You're right about his kindness and good nature. You know, when someone just feels sincere and genuine, that's always been the vibe that I've got from Jason. So I do hope that those who haven't heard from him yet come back when Mav reschedules and get to hear from him, because he is a really good person to connect with and listen to. But yeah, other than that, Mav put the space link for the space that Me to Whom and Fringe will be doing with the pastor Alan Didio. Remember to set the reminders, and be cool to see some of you come along. Thanks, Mav.
Wow, Daz, you have more people attending your space tomorrow than we have on the list.
Right, you know, like I said, Fringe reposted it. I think it was like at 180, and then Fringe came on board. She reposted it, and it was like boom, 250. I was just like, oh my god, okay, Fringe, you know, like. But I think also Alan is quite an influencer, isn't he? Like he's got like over 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. Hence why he got called in to this meeting. It's not just the numbers that he's got on X. It's you know, who he is on across social media. So yeah, it should be a big one.
Well, I'll be tuned in. It's definitely going to be interesting. Next, we got my other co-host. I didn't even see you down there, Pop. What's going on, Pop? Any final words?
No, it's just always a good time hearing about some sort of whistleblower, alien type thing, theory, conspiracy, whatever we got on karaoke. So it's always a good time here. That's all I wanted to say, and appreciate you all.
Thank you, Pop. Now we're going to go to Goose, and then we go to Data, and then we go to Bart.
What up, guys? Yo, what up, man? I was excited for this one. And, things happen, especially in this community, right? So, just, pulled up to support and, maybe ask some questions and all. Oh, and just so you know, Mav, I hit up Data in the DMs and we're working on some stuff.
Yep, yep, yep.
Good, great. I think that'll work out very, very well. Now we're going to go to Data.
Um,
Any final words?
well, I just want to say I'm disappointed Jason Sands isn't here. I'm looking forward to talking to him again. Like, look, whether you believe his story or not, he's a really cool dude. You know, like just hear him out, talk to him, listen to what he has to say, and you can even ask some things off topic. It doesn't have to be about UFOs or aliens. Ask him about other things, like his government jobs, like what he did in the past. You can ask all kinds of things. He's a cool dude.
No, you're right. He is. Had an interesting life. Retired from the Air Force and then worked as a contractor in Intel. And some of the scariest places on the planet, right? As far as black projects. So yeah, you can ask him all types of questions. But like you said, very kind guy and very, very nice gentleman. That leaves us with Bart. Thank you for joining us again, second time on Space this week. Truly appreciate you. Final words?
Yeah, thanks, Mav. Just want to say thank you for putting the space together. Unfortunate Julian can't be here. He and his stories all new to me, so I'm looking forward to hearing more. Um, just it's a great community, and I appreciate being a part of it. And just what I was saying before, look, I've had the unpleasant experience of being monitored by our intelligence agencies here for some time. I've had phone calls uh, tapped, bugged, whatever the right word is, had my phone hacked. Hey, it's very disconcerting, but it's part of the game. If you're going to be one of these people that stand out in the open and open your mouth and tell your story, it's going to attract unwanted attention. But don't let that stop you from getting out and telling what you want. The greatest weapon these people have got against us is trying to keep everything in secret. And the greatest weapon we've got is exposing it to the light. So thanks, Mav.
No, thank you so much, and thank you for joining us for the second time. All right, thank you, everyone. I did pin up top. Slick has a space. He's part of the Dojo Dog community. I'm not sure what he's going to be talking about. And I tried to pin another space if you're into sports. SCAD runs at 8 p.m. I'm looking. Oh, he's running it now. Okay, all right, good. Post that up. Looks like he's talking about the NBA finals and Major League Baseball. So if anybody's interested in that and you want to jump into a space, those two are pinned up top. Yo, thank you, everyone. My Dojo Dog community, my UFO community fam. Sorry once again, Jason was unavailable. I'll make it up to you. I'll make sure we have an even better space than I had planned for tonight when we get him on the return. But everyone have a safe night. See you all tomorrow. We run this space 7 days a week, 365 days a year at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all for pulling up. Thank you, Guy, Daz, Goose, Data, Bart, Pop, Fringe, Milan's, The Sentinel, another great account, AJ, Spark, Aim, Joe, everyone in the space. Appreciate you all, because if you weren't here, I wouldn't have a space. So everybody have a great